Hi, friends. Welcome back. This is Caitlin, and you are hanging out with me with Pink and Main. Hopefully, you found me either on YouTube or Facebook. I do a live every Tuesday and Thursday night at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. And the third week of the month, every month, is Sneak Peek Week because we have a new release coming out this Friday, the 22nd, and I am so excited to share it with you guys. I see lots of people in the comments already. I saw Heather checking in. She said it's storming down in Florida. That sucks. I see Danny, Leslie. I'm so excited to share some newness with you guys. I see Maria, Mary, Barbara. Thank you all so much for checking in, letting me know that everything's up and running. I always feel better when I start to see those comments come in. Um, yeah, it's going to be fun. We're going to focus on two main new items tonight, and then I'll show you a little bonus sneak peek at the end of my blog project for tomorrow's blog post. And then we'll do even more newness on Thursday. So, yeah, it should be super fun. Oh, Michelle's checking in from Puerto Rico. Perfect. Susan from Minnesota. I love that. I don't know if we've had Puerto Rico before. Thank you, Michelle. One day I really am going to get one of those scratch off maps. I know I keep saying that, but it's pretty cool. We're definitely collecting areas. All right, let me get us flipped over here and I'll show you the stack of stuff that I have ready to go. All right, so this is all of my supplies. The image that we're going to be using on our tag today is not new. This sweet little mouse, and I didn't even realize, I don't know if I can get close enough for you to be able to see. He's got a ladybug on his pumpkin. I didn't even notice that. I've had this stamp set for over a year. I just didn't realize that it was a little ladybug. So now I love him even more. So this is the Fall Mice stamp set. We're using this cute little guy. But the star of the show is this new die set. So this is the new shaker tag die set. So it comes with a regular tag shape. So if you didn't want it to be a shaker, you could just cut that and be done. But it also comes with this frame. And then all of these little plates cut out shaker bits. So if you wanted to do like color coordinating, or like pattern, that's not what I wanted to do, or pattern coordinating. There we go. Just tuck me down at the bottom. There we go. Pattern coordinating little bits for inside your shaker and not just do sequins. You can cut, you just put this through and you get, what is that, like 8, 10 at a time? Which I love. I think that's so cute. And you could do pattern paper, regular paper, glitter paper, whatever. So we're going to be using this as our tag base today. I brought in some sentiment dies that we might use, but I thought it would be fun to also incorporate some foil because we're only going to be doing one tag for today's project. And so I grabbed the gold fairy wings because it's just so beautiful. And to do something a little different, I grabbed these stickies. We haven't used these in a while, the transfer stickies. So this lets you foil or glitter or flock onto any cardstock. We've talked a lot about how to change the background of your foilable panel, right? We've done a lot of ink blending and all kind of Copic coloring and all kinds of stuff, but you can also take these stickies and put them onto any cardstock and foil it. So we're going to do that with a scrap of the wildflower for the back of our tag, because this happy fall just so happens to perfectly fit the shaker tag, the solid, which I love. And then the other new thing that we're going to be using is the Cozy Critters paper pad, which you can see I haven't even I haven't even broken it open yet. Oh yeah, Mary. Shaker like a shaker window. All right, so here is a look at the new pattern paper. So tiny dots, big dots, some beautiful wood grain leaves. I love this wood like heart. That's so cute. Um, some acorns, chevrons, beautiful pumpkins, some great polka dots. I just love this color scheme, and I'm leaning towards this stripe because that orange, the darker orange, matches the wildflower like perfectly. So I think we'll just go ahead and grab that out now. Oh, and or that, I think this was the stripe I was thinking, that bigger stripe, because same thing though, that orange matches like perfectly. Yeah, I like that one for this. Um, and this is going to match with some ephemera that is coming as well. Some pre-cut, pre-colored images. So yeah, we also need an inside piece, but I'm thinking we might be able to just use the reverse of this and have this stripe. I'll show you what I mean when we get there. But I think we can do just both sides of that double-sided paper pad. Let me just pop that there for right now. Hey, Kendra, thanks for dropping in. All right, what should we do first? Let's get our tag pieces cut out. So I want my frame in the stripe, and I'm cutting 2 layers of my solid tag. So because I want to foil the one side, and I know that my die cut plates are never going to give me a clean back. So we're going to cut one of these tags from this wood grain backer. That's going to be the inside of our tag. And then I'm going to cut one of these from the wildflower. And we're going to just adhere those together. All right, let me run these through my die cut machine really quick. Sorry that it's off camera. I'm just over here. I keep it on the floor. Well, I'm supposed to keep it on a shelf under my desk, but in the fall, it seems to just stay on the floor, if we're being completely honest. So the other thing that I love, and this might be silly, I don't think so. I think you'll appreciate it too, right? With this frame, you get the stitched edge frame, but the rectangle that gets cut out also has that beautiful stitched edge. So I'm saving these because like that's perfect to put on, like you could put this on just a regular tag, right? And just have it be flat and add your little image. Like the fact that it's finished with the stitching, it didn't have to be that way, but it's obvious that like that extra step, that extra thought went into it to make sure that like all of the pieces that you're using or that you're making can be used. And I just love that. I think that's so fun. All right, so we need the wood grain one. That's out. Okay, perfect. And I'm going to go ahead and cut some of my shaker filler bits now. I'm going to be putting in some sequins too, but we're going to kind of mix and match them. Let's do hearts. So I'm just going to take the little heart die and my stripes. I think that'll be cute. And run that through. And then we'll mix those in with our sequins. And for the sneak peek later, I'll just go ahead and give you a hint now that I will share with you how you can do the exact same steps that we're doing right now to make this for another holiday. Literally same process, different cardstock and image and perfect holiday tags. I'll give you a holiday inspo at the end. Okay, so let's pop all of this back on a little backer paper here so I don't lose anything. Okay, you're a scrap. You're a scrap. All right, so we have our three main pieces. Before we adhere these, I want to go ahead and get our foiling done on our orange piece. So this tag die set, Susan, is going to be available on Friday. I believe Friday of this week is the 22nd. The new release, the whole new release will be out on Friday. Okay, so we want to go, I'm thinking happy fall, right? Also, the thank you fits great. Honestly, thankful for you would be a little tight. Autumn greetings would fit if you did it up around the hole in the top, but I just love the happy fall. So we're going to use that. So these kind of work like, think of them as like temporary tattoos almost. So we're going to trim this whole thing out so that we have just the section that we want. Okay. Maybe we'll add in a little leaf. Why not? Let's get crazy. Okay. We trim out the part that we want. I think last time we just burnished these, I kind of want to do it with my mink again. We're going to plug in the mink, but we're just going to set it to 0 because we don't need it to be hot. We just need it to be pressure. No. It helps if you have the on switch on the back. All right, so that quick, right, because it's not heating up. We have it at 0. That's just going to be our temperature gauge. We are going to peel off the back. So we have the black outline. We're going to place that. I guess I should trim out where I want my leaf. Just cutting away that excess plastic. All right, so that's going to go just like that. I'm going to do the same, repeat the same process with my little leaf. Oh no. You want to be really careful that you don't, yeah, I messed that one up, that you don't touch the black outline once you peel that back off. It's adhesive, and so it will stick to your finger, and if it pulls up and away, then it won't be there to hold onto your foil. Again. All right. So I'm going to pop this in my wax paper makeshift carrier sheet, and we're just going to let that pass through. That's just going to add all of that pressure and squish. There we go. Squish that paper or the adhesive down into our paper. That was funny. It was like sliding back at first. You could also burnish this with a bone folder. You could just literally rub through the top to make sure that it's on there. The mink just helps to make sure you get that really nice even pressure all the way across. But if you have the time and the patience, you can literally just do like that. Okay, then we're going to trim our foil first. Because again, once we peel this off, it's going to be basically exposed adhesive. And so you want to work as quickly as you can if you're like me and like literally throwing things all over the place. Because the longer it sits there, the higher the chances are that something's going to stick to it that you don't want. Okay, so we're going to peel up the plastic. I have one little spot of that leaf that did not transfer. Interesting. It'll be okay. It's still pretty. We're gonna lay, so we have the good side of our tag up. We're putting the good side of our foil up. And again, you can just, I guess we're just gonna rub it because in doing that, I just pulled it up. I'm going to press down with the flat bit part of my bone folder. And it's crazy because it almost looks like it's like etching in front of my eyes. It's so weird. But you know what? I'm going to send it through again anyway. It can't hurt. You guys know we do this all live. When things go awry, we just make them work because that's how things go in every craft room. Nobody's perfect. No product is ever perfect. That's just how it goes. Plus, this is the back of the tag. This is like our bonus. I see, I'm not sure if that's Yenny or Yanai checking in. I see Beverly. All right. So you can see, right, how that has pulled all of that foil. And you can see where my leaf kind of skipped. But I mean, come on. That's still very beautiful. And I think like one or two really purposefully placed sequins, and we can just pretend like that leaf issue never happened. So I love that. That's so beautiful. Let's get this out of the way. And let's start assembling our. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is take my two solid tag pieces and we're going to glue them together. I'm going to do easy squeeze liquid glue, which I still haven't been fully successful since I let it sit out on accident. Clearing that, I gotta like wash it. Okay, then we're gonna flip our stripy side there, and I like liquid glue because now I have time to shift it and make sure that these are lined up really well. I like to check it from both sides and using that notch at the top as a guide. But see, like this and some like sequins or whatever, and that could also just be your tag. You could end right here. But I love a shaker. All right, so now we have that. The next thing is, where did it go? I have some handy dandy leftover stamp packaging. You guys know how much I love to reuse my old packaging. So I am going to, you could definitely use more solid heavy duty acetate if that's what makes you happy. I'm just going to trim through one side. So I guess up one side and across. It has like a little adhesive back. And then this is where that fold is. So we're gonna right up the fold. Both of my edges are a little wonky. And you just need a little bit of overhang. You don't need anything crazy. If you do get to the end and you have some hanging off, you can also just trim it around. See if we can zoom in a little bit. So this generally fits my rectangle. So I'm going to take just a little bit of my liquid glue and run that right along that inner edge. This is the plastic window that is going to hold in all of our chicory bits. Okay, and I'm going to put an acrylic block on top to hold that down flat for a second to dry. We will jump over to our image and then we'll come back because when I made my blog project over the weekend, I was like not rushing, but I didn't let that liquid glue dry and I had an issue with my phone. And when I went to take it off, the whole thing fell apart. So we're going to let that liquid glue dry all the way while we color up our little mouse. Down. That's a little bit better. I want to kind of go with the more warm brown tones from that wood grain. We're going to keep this guy pretty simple. Let's go with some 30s. We'll go 35 first. Okay, my E35. We're going to shade the base of his ears right over the little C shape or U shape right over his nose. He's facing towards the right, so I'm going to add a heavier shadow on like the back of his head over on the left. You can do a very little bit under his little like mouth, muzzly kind of situation on the back of his body and under his head would have a little shadow. It's like weird little triangle arms. And we'll do the base of the tail. That was 35. Then we're going to jump up to 33 and pull that color out a little bit. Just kind of continuing that color into our white space, keeping this right hand side really thin and narrow and really letting that left side be thicker and more dramatic. These little tootsies. Okay, and then E31 for our lightest. Fill in the rest of that ear. I'm going to go in and lay over like a whole base of the 31 on the center of the face, and then go back and start doing small circular motions where the 31 and the 33 meet. And that's just going to get that ink moving and get us a really nice blend. Oh, thank you so much, Pam. Thank you. I just did my hair myself this weekend and I'm very excited about it. So I really appreciate you. It was time for some fall hair. Um, just like that. He's so cute. And then I want to go in with something even lighter on his belly. So we'll grab a 30 and just do one solid shade over that belly. Okay. Then let's do those pumpkins. I want to stick more with a little bit of that darker, like burnt orange kind of color. So we're going to go YR18. Trying to decide if that spot is supposed to be shoulder or air. But I just got some orange in it, so we'll see what I end up deciding. So YR18, then we'll jump down to YR16. There's not a ton of space on these guys, so I'm keeping it pretty simple. And you know what? I'm going to keep these colors out and we'll do them for his ear plaid. And then let's go 14. So 18, 16, 14, kind of hopping our way through those YRs. Okay. I think that's supposed to be a stem under the ladybug, and not that the ladybug has crazy legs. So let's add some green because we have some green in our pattern paper stripe. And I'm going to go in at the base of the ear and kind of follow that curve with that YR18, then the 16, and then fill it in with the 14. And he needs a little E49 dark nose. They're just like a black pen. So cute. So here he is before I add any white gel pen. Right, you can see I got one little orange dot of marker there. And he's cute, but I think he's going to be even cuter with some gel pen. So I'm going to go in and white out that little spot where I got my marker. Oh, and we need our ladybug color. Let's go R14. Yeah, teeny tiny little bug. So you need some little eye highlights. Let's add some cutesy highlights to our pumpkins. Here's a scrap piece of paper, just surrounded by paper. None of it is. There we go. Sometimes you just have to really lightly, if you push down super hard on your gel pen, it'll push like the edge in, and it usually just gets more stuck for me. So if I really loosely, like barely touching the paper, scribble, it helps get the ink moving a little better. So some little highlights to our pumpkin. And then I'm also going to go in and add some lines in between our plaid, just because I think that makes it look more like plaid and less like patchwork. If you were going for patchwork, There's nothing wrong with that either. So there he is. Now he's ready. He's card appropriate now, or shaker tag appropriate. So we're gonna get him trimmed out. Oh, Pam, I I probably shouldn't be admitting this on the internet for God and everyone, but I have like an actual Starbucks coffee addiction. I go almost every day. It's like I mean, card making is like my vice, but like coffee is my actual real life vice. So I would be the last person to judge you for um, enjoying your pumpkin spice lattes. Hey, Lisa, checking in. Love that. All right, so let's get him cut out with the coordinating die. And I think it's funny because I've used this stamp set a bunch, but I don't think I've ever colored this one. This stamp is like the one in the set that didn't have any residue ink on it. So I'm pretty sure he's the last guy waiting to get used. That die. Where did you go? Oh no. Oh, there it is. If that ever happens and you're like me and you use the paper that's in here, you can always just take a little double-sided tape or some extra like tape runner and you just stick that guy right back on so he can't make a run for it again. All right, so now it's time for, you know, my favorite, some foam. We need some foam tape. This is the Pink and Main foam tape, and we need it to be about half the width. So if you have thinner foam tape, by all means, use it. We are going to just be cutting it down the middle and making it work. So I don't have the best nonstick scissors, but I just kind of cut one scissor length at a time and try to go as gently as possible. So that I don't tear my foam. And if I do tear my foam, honestly, it's not the end of the world. Right? That one got a little stretched out. It'll be okay. Go. All right. So we're going to take our foam tape. And for this style shaker, this is thick enough for me. If you're going to put like gems or pearls or something not bulky, but definitely like thick, you're going to want to double this up at least. You could also cut a bunch of these frames out and glue them together and layer them that way if you wanted. That would also get the job done. But I don't want to. I, in general, like how using the foam works. All right. Let's try this again. Oh, Pam said the mice would make great little name tags for Thanksgiving. I absolutely agree, especially if you're like a general fall lover, because I think the little like watering can guy, but honestly, even like that one on like a name tag for dinner would be so cute. I love that idea. We might have to do that, Pam, in a future um, live. We might have to make some like place setting name tags because that's really cute. We don't really have a dining room, We don't really have dinners here at my house, but I still think that's super cute. Spin this around, see if I can get it from this side. Okay, that tore. That's okay. I'm going to try to keep my liner, like the backing paper, on the best that I can because we're going to be going in with the anti-static powder tool to try to get these so that they don't stick, so that our sequins don't stick, I guess I should say. And if your backing paper is completely off, it'll take too much of your stick away. So just kind of smush those back into place. And then I am going to take some of my extra little foam bits from previous projects, previous weeks, and just add them. They're literally like stuck to the side of this thing. Add them up here to this top section. Okay, and we're going to take our magic anti-static powder brush. I'm going to tap just a little bit into the plastic and then gently kind of run that around the edges. And that's going to help take away any of the static cling away from our packaging and make sure that the sides of our foam are at least less sticky. I'm peeling off my paper now before I add in my shaky bits because I've found that sometimes when I'm pulling the backer paper off and it moves, then the shaker bits go flying and they end up sticking to the foam. So I want the striped parts of my little hearts that we cut facing up when we're done. So we're going to put those in upside down right now. And because we're only using one layer of foam, there won't be enough space for them to flip over. And then I grabbed two really pretty orange sequin mixes. These are both from This Calls for Confetti. I figured Michelle would be okay with us sharing a little other brand love tonight. So I'm going to put in some of these pumpkin sequins. These are just that little bit darker. And then these are the teeny tiny tangerines. And I really love these because they're so small. And I don't need a ton in here. We just want enough that it has some fun interest and gives a nice little shaker sound. All right, so that is perfect. Then I'm going to take my tag. We're going to flip it over. Normally I would be like trying to be directly above this. So if it's off, just know that it's because I was trying to not put my head in your way. Oh no, Virginia, I'm so sorry. Virginia's been in urgent care. That's no good. All right, so that is our little shaker. I hope you're feeling better. So we have our little paper hearts, our little sequins. Everything's kind of able to shake and move around in there. I just think that's so cute. And then we'll add on our little mouse. And we'll do a little bonus sentiment. I'm thinking, hey, yeah, I really like Hey Pumpkin. We're gonna see if we can make this work on this sentiment strip. Hey, Dawn, no problem. I'm glad you guys could make it. Virginia, I'm glad that you were able to hop in too. I'm so sorry that you're going through it. That stinks. I'm sure even if there's no breaks, that definitely has to hurt. So these are the original sentiment strip dies. They're super teeny tiny. I think we're gonna go white. What did I do with that? There. What did I do with that? That's my favorite game to play. Where did I put that? Let's just go. Let's go. Let's try construction. I don't know if it's going to be dark enough. There's no way it's going to be dark enough. We're going to make our own medley. We're going to mix in some Distress Ink Crackling Campfire just because I have it here on my desk too, on top of construction. That's cute. Hey, pumpkin. I think I pushed down a little too hard. I kind of like that combination though. Let's try that again. I really squashed him. Oh, much better. There you go. I want you guys to see the difference. Maybe. Come on. Well, it doesn't look that bad on here, but this one's definitely more legible, definitely a lot cleaner. This guy got squished down a little too hard. So we will use this one. I'm just using leftover. I shouldn't have tried that so far over. All right, we're going to make it work. That's what happens when I start talking excitedly to you guys instead of being super focused. That's okay. We can have a little, instead of it going all the way across, I think we'll be able to tuck the longer side behind our mouse and let it kind of like connect him to the rest of the card. So we'll still get our little fishtail. Yeah, and we'll just, he can just be like a little hay pumpkin. How cute. There we go. All right, so I have had a pretty good luck with using the liquid glue on the packaging as long as I don't move my project once everything's in place for, I don't know, 15 minutes, 10 minutes. If you find that no matter what, your stuff is still sliding around, you can use a touch of gloss or glossy accents, which touch of gloss is Pink and Main's version of glossy accents. You can use that and it'll grip a little bit better for that like initial placement. But once we're done the live, I will set my acrylic block back on top of these, and they won't move anymore. So I just love how like when this is kind of upright, some of those pieces are kind of not hidden, but like, you know, it's a little understated. And then once you kind of get it shaken and moving around, it just looks that much more exciting. Plus then on the back, we have our super fun happy fall. And just for good measure, let's add at least one little sequin back here. Don't use your teeth, it's bad. There we go. Now nobody would ever know medium guy up there. Find a little guy right there. There's our pretty happy fall. And the final step is our twine. I'm just going to take some baker's twine, orange and white. I always keep orange and white on hand because Halloween is the best and fall is the best. And there we go. There is our little happy fall, hey pumpkin, sweet little shaker tag featuring lots of new fun products from Pink and Mean that will be out on Friday. And for anybody who made everybody, I should say there's a good chunk of you who made it this far. This is your extra double sneak peek. This is my blog shaker card that I made for tomorrow. Same idea where I cut the little circles from the same coordinating pattern paper, which is new, and as well as the snowflakes, which are also new, and this sweetest little image, which is also new. Oh my God, how stinking cute. And then I wanted to show you this too, because on those double-sided papers, for this one, the snowflake and the hot chocolate are back to back. So this one I just left, like I didn't cut a second whole tag. If you didn't want hot chocolate, you could leave it. But I thought because I had colored hot chocolate, and then there was a hot chocolate on the back, that was so cute. So you can use it as an extra design element if you want. And yeah, so that is a fun tag that if you'd like to see the specifics details of, you can check out the blog tomorrow. This is our little fun fall tag. But yeah, I love them. I'm so glad you guys enjoyed this. Here we go. Pop that back up. So I will be back on Thursday with even more sneak peeks. If you have any specific techniques that you would like to see, or have any questions for like general products, feel free to leave them. If you see any of the other design team members sneak peeking something and you want to see like the whole thing, if you check out the blog all of this week, there should be sneak peeks. And if you put in a request in the comments here, I will go back and check, and I'm sure that I can share some extra goodies with you on Thursday. But yeah, otherwise, I'm just so grateful you guys came to hang out. I hope you enjoyed seeing a fun shaker tag. I absolutely love how easy this die set is to use. I will be using it a lot in the future, also just for regular tags going into Christmas time. So yeah, I am just, once again, I love you guys. I hope you have an amazing day tomorrow. I will see you back here on Thursday for sneak peek night 2. And until then, you guys know the drill. Happy crafting. Good night, guys.